Today I'm going to be talking about different times of year and what is the best time of year to get bookkeeping clients, as well as when is it best to start a business. My name is Morgan from FinePoints.biz. Definitely check out my website, check out my masterclass and free checklist. And I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're interested in more bookkeeping videos. So really the inspiration for this video is to tell you that the best time of year, in my opinion, to get bookkeeping clients is basically now. It's right around tax time or maybe a little bit before tax time. And I was really shocked because in the month of March, maybe February and March, I got like 10 to 12 new bookkeeper inquiries, like people who wanted to hire me as their bookkeeper. And that really helped me realize that this is the time that people are looking for bookkeepers. Maybe they just started their business in January and now they're looking for a bookkeeper, or most likely they realized I need to get my taxes done. I definitely need some help organizing my finances, and they're feeling like last minute and stressed, and they're like, hurry, I need to hire someone so I can file my taxes by the 15th. And it was kind of a process for me to realize this because all last fall and winter, I wasn't really getting any new inquiries about people wanting to hire me, which was fine. I actually thought it was because I had changed the verbiage on my website that I am not really accepting new clients, and this is kind of like the threshold. This is my starting price. And I actually have a list of other bookkeepers that I recommend to clients because I'm not taking on, I might take on the perfect client if I found them right now, but overall I'm very, very selective about if I were to take on a new client. So I thought, oh, people just aren't as interested, or they're, going down these other avenues, or they're realizing that my niche is attorneys and they're not an attorney. So I thought I had this whole system kind of worked out. And then fast forward to this year, the closer we got to tax season, the more and more people started emailing me and filling out the little informational thing on my website. So I did want to communicate that to you guys, that this is very likely a really good time of year to get bookkeeping clients. And I have an older video with all my ideas about how to get clients. The thumbnail looks like this. I'm gonna leave it linked down below for you. And one thing I mentioned in that video is partnering with a CPA, especially now during tax time, because they are so busy. Oftentimes they don't have time to do their, usual bookkeeping clients or things that they might do throughout the year because they are working around the clock to file those tax returns. So if you are able to kind of establish some kind of relationship with a CPA or a tax preparer, oftentimes they will share work with you or refer clients to you that they cannot handle. And so this process of figuring out that people are wanting bookkeepers right now got me interested in kind of thinking about what else about time of year is good for either if you want to start your bookkeeping business, or if you just want to know kind of the trends of when entrepreneurs are starting businesses. So in terms of months, the best month to start a business is January. And of course, these are all opinions, my opinions and other people's opinions. I'm gonna leave any articles I found linked down below with different people's opinions. But if you start in January, one thing that is really helpful is that you can start your bookkeeping on January 1st. And so you don't have any catch-up work to do. You don't have to file, a tax return for just a few months from the previous year. It just feels like a very clean slate, a clean start. And of course, that's a time that we're making resolutions and starting new things anyway. So I feel like January is very popular to start a business. All right, so what about the year? We're 2022. We all know we've had a rough couple of years. I don't think the economy is necessarily doing the best. It's not flourishing. But one really interesting thing that happened through different shutdowns through the pandemic is I do truly believe that people rethought about what they wanted their work life to look like. So obviously a lot of people came home and started working from home. Some people might have quit their corporate jobs. And we're also in kind of a resurgence of influencers or people who are starting to make money online. And that's a very viable option now. You don't necessarily have to work for a big company to be successful. So let me know in the comments if you agree with that. I don't know. I just feel like there's been kind of a surge of entrepreneurship within the last few years. I don't know if that's just who I'm surrounded by at this point, but I do think that the events of the last couple of years and the economy and all that has contributed. And so I did find an article that said in 2021, which was last year, there was 4.3 million new businesses, which was a 24% increase from 2019. So a 24% increase in new businesses is a large number. So you can see a lot of people maybe had a good idea for a business. They're trying to start things up. And that is where there is going to be a big need for bookkeepers. I do have another video on one of my frequently asked questions about how technology and artificial intelligence is changing the bookkeeper role, and like, will there be a need for bookkeepers? The thumbnail looks like this. And basically my thought process is yes, the bookkeeping role is changing, and it even has changed in the 9 years that I've been doing it. But I think you're still going to find business owners that need your financial savvy and need your ability to work in QuickBooks and all those kinds of things. I also found an article that was kind of fun. It was about the different seasons and what entrepreneurship or starting a business looks like during each season. So starting a business in spring, they said it's kind of like that new start feeling. There's been a lot of like filings, like new business filings in January. So if you just kind of wait that out a little bit, it's a little less busy later in the spring. It actually said in the UK, like businesses, there's like research that businesses started in the spring significantly do better. So that's something to be said about spring. Summer, of course, we think a little bit as a slowdown for businesses, unless, of course, you are bookkeeping for a seasonal business, then that's gonna like ramp up during the summer. And then fall, this article said, was the most productive time for business owners. And I really do feel that. I feel like it's kind of like a natural feeling that we've almost been conditioned to do because we went back to school in the fall as kids. Like now my kids go to school in the fall, and like, okay, it's kind of like a ramping up to get organized and be productive again. And then for winter, if you want to start a bookkeeping business in the winter, it kind of talked about getting all your ducks in a row in the winter. So maybe you want to do your bookkeeper training, make your website, start making a marketing plan, file your paperwork, do all that kind of stuff so you can get a fresh start in January. And it actually talked about usually if you want to start your business, you can fill out all the paperwork now or in the winter and then make an effective date to start on January 1st. So if you are on top of things, that is a great way to do it. And this other article I have found also kind of made me laugh. It was about what age is it best to start a business. So if you're comfortable, let me know in the comments how old you are if you want to start a business, or how old you were when you first started bookkeeping, and if you kind of have had different feelings about entrepreneurship at different ages. So when I started my business, I was 30 or maybe almost 30, and I'm 38 now. So that fits kind of right into, they said kind of like your mid 30s is the most successful time in their opinion to start a business. And of course, for everything in this video, definitely take it with a grain of salt. There is really no perfect time or age or anything to start. I think if you're motivated and you're excited, then that is the best time to start your business. But the reason that they kind of like pinpointed the 30s as a good time to start is because they thought like 20-year-olds kind of like have a new fun idea and they get excited, but they don't have as much like experience behind them. So in your 30s, you've probably had some work experience. You might have some funding, so you don't have to go in debt to start a business, which is a great thing about bookkeeping. Obviously, I've said tons of times, is there's a very low startup cost. You probably have some education, either you've completed a college degree or a trade school or something, and some real life experience. And you also have a network, which for bookkeeping, that is really key, because a lot of my first few clients, and probably your first few clients, are gonna be people within your own network. So one of my first clients was a classmate of my sister's who had a speech pathology business. So building that network and just kind of getting to know people and talking about your bookkeeping business is a great way to get clients. If you're newer to my channel, you might not know that I have a class that helps you start your bookkeeping business in 30 days. So you can definitely check that out. It's called Bookkeeper Business Coach. I also love a program called Bookkeeper Launch. They are a partner of mine, and I have a link in the description box so you can check out. They have a little free series you can do to kind of test the waters, but they are the industry standard in my opinion. They're the best bookkeeper course that you can take. It's all inclusive. It'll like teach you every single thing you need to know and provide awesome support. So check my description box for those things and other resources that can help you out. I would love to chat with you in the comments, as well as don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.